Welcome to the fourth episode of About Our World. Today's topic is human evolution and how we got some of our unique traits. Have you ever wondered how humans managed to take over the world? I mean, we're just another animal, right? That's true, but our world domination was a product of many factors. Let's talk about some of humanity's special attributes and how we got them. First, let's discuss our lineage. Primates. Humans are primates, which makes our closest non-primate relatives colugos, also called flying lemurs, and tree shrews. Within the order of primates, our closest relatives are the great apes, and within the great apes, our closest relatives are bonobos. The great apes consist of orangutans, gorillas, bonobos, chimpanzees, and humans. All primates originated in Africa and spread throughout the world to South America, Central America, and Asia. One of our special traits is our opposable thumbs. All of the great apes and old world monkeys, such as the baboon, have opposable thumbs. Other animals like pandas have semi-opposable thumbs, which they use to hold bamboo. Even some dinosaurs had semi-opposable thumbs. A family of bird-like dinosaurs called troodontids had semi-opposable thumbs and were believed to be some of the smartest dinosaurs to ever live. Opposable thumbs are so useful because the thumbs can move to touch other fingers. This allowed us to easily pick things up and manipulate our environment. This unique thumb structure also helped us to create tools. This was vital to our surge in intelligence. We could craft tools for building, weapons for hunting, and even fire for cooking. Now let's talk about our tails. Where did they go? Well, our primate ancestors before the apes likely used their tails as a fifth appendage for their arboreal lifestyle, much like today's monkeys. However, around 4 million years ago, apes' tails were disappearing, as they started to become a hassle and a waste of energy to maintain. Furthermore, a tail would have been a detriment for a grounded bipedal lifestyle. That brings us to the next trait unique to humans: upright bipedalism. Now, bipedalism is not a new adaptation. After all, birds and their dinosaur ancestors are and were bipedal. However, humans have a stance never seen before in the fossil record: upright bipedalism. Sure, kangaroos are an example of a completely bipedal, non-human animal, but like all other bipedal organisms, they have a hunched stance. Theropod dinosaurs and giant Ice Age ground sloths were also completely bipedal, but theropods had a horizontal stance, and ground sloths, like kangaroos, had a hunched back. Humans and the rest of our genus Homo have, for the most part, completely straight backs. This adaptation was optimized for running. With this stance, the hominins were able to use a hunting strategy called persistence hunting. We weren't the fastest, but whatever we were chasing would wear out much faster than we did. The first hominin with an erect back was the aptly named Homo erectus. Around the same time, hominins also became mostly hairless. Hairlessness is usually common in large mammals who live in hot environments, like elephants, rhinoceroses, and hippopotamuses. However, hairlessness allowed for humans to lose heat by sweating instead of panting. Mammals with fur lose heat by panting, but as persistence hunters, panting would waste a tremendous amount of energy and oxygen while running. Sweat, however, releases water from sweat glands in the skin, which then evaporates, cooling the body off. Since running heats our muscles, sweating is an easy and energy-efficient way to prevent the body from overheating and keep the muscles working to catch prey This gave hominins a huge advantage over their furred prey in the early days. Stamina soon became less essential, as we started making better tools and weapons to kill prey as large as woolly mammoths and rhinos, further increasing our advantage. However, the biggest contender for how we took over the world is our intelligence. And next week, I'll be going over how human hyperintelligence evolved. I'll see you next week with part 2 of human evolution.